Let's get ready for the new year. It's the first, the last, the Nerdom with Tom and Mike.
Hey, Tom.
Yep. This is our coming soon episode where we talk about everything cool coming up and bad coming up in the coming year. And we got some things to celebrate, I think, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yours truly just had my birthday last week, and it was very nice.
Yep. Happy birthday.
Thank
Happy
you,
birthday.
thank you. Yeah,
Yep.
and but I'll
I won't ask how old you are because that's
oh,
not
I
something you
actually.
do.
Oh yeah, no, I don't care. Like, well, I'm not gonna say my age on air, but people can.
Yeah.
You do enough Google searching, I'm sure you could figure it out. But not that it's a
He's
big
old
terrible.
enough to drink.
I'm old enough. Yeah, I'm twice the age to drink. Let's just put it that way. Let's just leave it there, and you can do a little math, and you can figure it out. But yeah, no, I actually enjoy getting older. Yeah. So Thank you for doing that intro, Tom. And as you, I also wanted to say we'll go to the other screen here in a minute. But this show is pretty much going to be all about what we're looking forward to. We're pretty much going to go over a bunch of lists that have to do with 2024, looking out on the year. And we'll be doing kind of, see it or not, or maybe, or something like that, or kind of see where the topic goes, see where we go, because I kind of wanted to do this.
Yeah, we're gonna break it down.
Yeah. So that'll be our main event. This one, and we're gonna be all over the map. So that's good. I figure this would be kind of a cool, nice break from whatever. I've got a giallo film. Good grief, a giallo film that I want to watch from the '60s. Here in the next week or two. I think you have you might have a couple up your sleeve too. But for this week, it kind of feels like it's January, January '67. It's like January Day '67, like that. I personally don't feel that, but I've caught that whiff online that folks are, this is a very long month to get going in the year, but to kind of bring counter those doldrums.
Yeah, people that regular YouTubers that get paid, they always complain about this month anyway. They just want to get it through because they don't get as much paid ads as they normally do. But we don't care. We're doing this out of the kindness of our hearts.
Yep, we are gonna have our day jobs for probably a very long time, and that's fine. That's a-okay by me. This thing. But speaking of that,
yep. Yep, we're ad free unless you see us in the future and we do have ads.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah, and one of the things that I will bring up here is our website here. I did get a little bit of extra time in the last few weeks to kind of look around, and so look for that coming soon. We will be sure to advertise the hell out of it. Speaking of ads, but one day, yeah, maybe we will. But in any case, who are we? What is our thing here? We are the first, last Nerdom, like Tom said. We cover all things Nerdom, anything that has a fan base to it. We love to find and cover cult classics all the way out to newer media like manga and anime and everything in between, or mashups there in comic book stuff. It's been a minute since we've done comic book something or other, but we love our movies, and I think we're both cinephiles in our own right, in our own ways. I know I am. I definitely enjoy a good movie, although we're not art house nerds. And God bless. I'm not saying nothing bad about art house nerds because they can tell you a thing or two. We were just kind of talking in the pre-show chat. I'm kind of an inside baseball nerd for a lot of things. It's just kind of cool, like when you get to see the rules are and kind of what the history is for any given kind of thing. It's very interesting. It can be. But anyway, holy cow. We, from Tom and I, we want to say thank you so much to all the people out there who decided that they were going to subscribe. I don't think this was going to happen for a long time. But I'll happily welcome it. So thank you. We love you so much for tuning in. And as I like to say before I hand it off to Thomas here, and he can go into what his favorite things are the last few weeks, last month since 2024 has begun. I think you had a prediction or a wish that you could have for this year. I think a little bit, and I think that's becoming true. But in any case. I didn't think we were going to have more subscribers than videos anytime soon, but I think we're rocketing up, and we're just fine. So thank you again. And as I like to say, interrupting myself before, if you want to see where we're going and see our latest video or Thomas's latest video, sometimes we do solos, and Tom will get into that here in a minute. If you like, comment, or subscribe is the best way to get that first row ticket to our content. So we thank you very much, and we hope to make many more, and also kind of get this place ready for the community. I think we're ready for that. I think at some point it'll happen organically, or maybe we'll just have this silent majority out there who just keep to themselves and they like to watch, and occasionally they'll say something. Maybe that's cool too. But with that, I'll hand it off to you, Thomas. What are your thoughts on this crazy pop?
Well, yeah, it's great that we have 203 subscribers. I think Jay was said our guest and friend. He said that the hardest is the first 100, and it seems to be. It's like we hit that 100, and then a week later, it took us 2 years and a month or so to get to 100, and then a week later we're at 200. But yeah, it's pretty awesome, and and that live one we did with Batman manga is at 1,000.2K, and the last video was my video on the Book of the Fallen, Malazan Book of the Fallen, and it's doing pretty decent, about like the previous one did, and that one was fun to do, and we did get some comments on that, and that was cool. The person that commented on it commented 3 times, so you can tell that they were watching it and commenting on it as they watched it. So that's awesome. So shout out to you, and gave some interesting information about Steven Erikson I didn't know, because I haven't really researched too much because I don't want spoilers. So once I finish the series, which I'm on book 9, and it's a 10-book series, I'll get to dive into all the thoughts and comments on it. But yeah, I kind of dipped early on into researching Dune as I read it, and I ran into so many spoilers that it didn't ruin my experience, but I wish I hadn't known some of the stuff that I did as I was as it was going along. So pretty awesome. And as Mike said, we have to coin a phrase that or still a phrase that another podcast I like, F-face. They call them regulation listeners, and comment leavers and regulation listeners. So if you're a regulation listener, we love to have you. And if you want to graduate into becoming comment leavers, go ahead. But if you want to stay as a regulation listener, that's awesome as well. If you could just click that like button and maybe subscribe if you haven't yet, that would be awesome too. But we're going to talk about. I'm gonna.
That's okay.
Well, I didn't pay the bills this week or something. Yeah. But this month. We're going to be doing a look at 2024's upcoming stuff. Yep. I'll let you. Yep. I'll let you kick things off. Oh yeah, and also I have I run the Twitter account as well. Yep. On let me the old Twitters. And I try to keep up to date on what we're doing. I might in the coming year I might start doing like some sneak previews if we know what we're going to be doing. Maybe do some extra fun stuff on there. As we get more subscribers and we kind of grow, I want to obviously make it a community and hopefully have some interactions with everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're getting there, and speaking of that, I'm hoping to get some upgrades here for the, I guess. I think Tom will be back here momentarily, but that's okay. There he is. Yep. Yeah, I was kind of
doing stop animation, so I thought I would kind of reboot the camera.
All right, there we go. Yeah, so the camera's okay, cool. Anyway, but in any case, I've got to get some upgrades here to the studio, my office. It's not really a studio; it's just office, my office here, and I need to get a little bit better, better computer. Mine's kind of getting longer in the tooth and all that, and it always, I don't know why, but you have all the memory and power on the planet Earth, but God forbid if you try to open up one damn web browser, and then anyway. But anyway, nobody cares about that. But we are the first last Nerdom, and here we are ready to get into the coming soon for 2024 and what we're looking forward to. I think I'm going to go to your. I think do you want to rotate to video games first, or do you want to do movies first, or do you really care?
Well, there's not a whole lot of video games, but yeah, I thought I put it in the thumbnail, so I figured we have to talk about games a little bit because myself, like last night, I was playing a remaster of a long forgotten game called 13, which was based off a graphic novel.
All right.
Xbox had it for $5.
Nice.
So I downloaded it and started playing it. I also restarted playing Mass Effect, the first Mass Effect.
Oh yeah, I remember
popped
you saying
it in.
that.
I was like, I got that for like $6. So I thought, I'll play a little bit of that. And I also played the thing I played most last night. I got Control, which I think came out in 2016 or something like that, maybe before then. It's made by Remedy. They also did the Alan Wake series, and they also did back in the day Max Payne. So yeah, they in the Quantum Break, and I believe I was getting ready to play Alan Wake 2, and I decided to go ahead and replay Alan Wake, and as I was doing that, they said Quantum Break and Control is also in the Alan Wake's universe. The multiverse or universe, they have to have the universes now. So I thought, well, I've already played Quantum Break. I've played all the Max Payne games. I've played Alan Wake. Might as well play Control. Control I was always kind of iffy on because it was everything I saw kind of looked cool, but it looked like it all took place in one building, and it did. I just was never fast. I never pulled the trigger on it, and I'm kind of kicking myself now. Although I got a great game to play now, I just started it, and it's the right mix of cool and weird, and it's got vibes of kind of conspiracy theories and all this cool stuff, and X-Files, and it seems it's really, really cool. I played like an hour of it last night and want to play more. So yeah, I'm playing. What I'm trying to say is I'm playing a bunch of old games. So, I have some new games like Diablo 4 and stuff like that, but I've been playing old games. So
there's some.
I may not be the best person to come to for upcoming games.
2023 for me was the year of Starfield. I was that was it, and it was like I got my whatever in, and it would be nice to go revisit. But the thing is that like I was saying with this PC. It's a beast of a laptop. It's a monster. So it doesn't have necessarily. It has a really good GPU, but just not quite. It's business grade. It's not made for. But you know what? It still works. But I have so many things going on with this thing. It makes it challenging to game on. And invariably the clock starts ticking before the something overheats or something. It doesn't like anything, and then the dock goes crazy, and then I got to unplug half the thing. It's just it's a production. It's a production. And as a matter of fact, this is my gaming monitor that I like to use. Over here, it's just a 1440p guy. Otherwise, it's just plain Jane 4K. Good things for general purpose, work on a machine. But once I get a better rig, I bought RoboCop a couple weekends ago. It was really sad that I couldn't play it. I mean, it was playing it just fine, and then it started to bug out and wig out, and I was whatever. I'll just deal with this when I can actually play it. But it would be cool to play Diablo 4. I've got quite a few backlog games that I would like to revisit that are recent to 2D, platformers or 2D kind of dungeon scrollers or whatever you want to call them. And just Jay there, our guest last night, last week, he and I kind of trade things. I live vicariously through him for like a lot of games, and he'll recommend like some kind of retro kind of thing, and it'll be really cool. And invariably I'll buy it. I'll throw it on the Steam wish list and then buy it. But in any case, what were some of these? Were there any ones that that Polygon covered coming out for 2024 that you were really looking forward to? I'll just start doing a slow scroll here, but
the slow scroll. Yeah. There's a couple of them. There's always games that come out of nowhere that you never anticipated. I eventually will play Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, possibly because I'm playing. I have been playing Yakuza Like a Dragon for a while now, kind of off and on. That's sort of how I do. I really love Like a Dragon. The first one. So yeah, I'll most likely get the new one. But it'll probably I didn't start playing Like a Dragon until last year, and it came out in 2020 or yeah 2020. So
Right,
yeah,
right.
but the game that I'm most excited about is Final Fantasy Rebirth, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth,
Yeah.
which is the second part of their remake of Final Fantasy, right there, and it comes out next month. So I'm kind of
Oh,
excited, and
very
I've
good.
always been a Tomb Raider fan, so I'm kind of interested to see what they're remastering Tomb Raider 1 through 3. So I don't know. I'm not really big into replaying games, and I think I've played all of those. I know I've played at least the first two. I'm pretty sure I played the third one as well.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah.
I see Terminator. I would be interested in seeing that if it's not a piece of crap. And it would be interesting to kind of pay attention to the Star Wars stuff. Because sometimes the Star Wars video game stuff can actually be pretty nice and fulfilling. But
Yeah, Star Wars Outlaws coming out, which who knows? I I'm probably like you. We're all kind of lukewarm on, and looks like Forces remasters coming out in February. But yeah, I played.
let's put it this way: there is not near the disappointment or the just controversy or any of that crap in Star Wars video game. That stuff kind of just doesn't exist, and it's just kind of just semi decent adaptations of that universe or whatever that work very well. I played every other one since minus the VR game, but that was because I just didn't have time. I don't have I don't have time for VR, and like we have like the old one or whatever. But and my son has an Oculus whatever, and it's his thing. It's his generation thing. But aside from that, I think that was Squadrons, but I think well acclaimed. I know that much. And then the one before that, which was like probably 5 or 6 years ago, which I did play. It was like 2018, I think. But anyway, I always have a hopeful opinion positively before I don't kind of groan about the latest whatever coming out. Hey,
Yeah.
and you know what? If you love Star Wars and you're just loving this, everything that Disney Plus makes, good for you. Like don't let anybody take away your joy. But for me, that joy is in a small way is still alive and well for the video game side of Star Wars. So we'll see.
Yeah, that looks like in March, South Park Snow Day comes out.
I see that. Yeah.
I really enjoyed the last two South Park games, but this new one looks like trash. So
Okay.
I don't know. They went for kind of 3D animation as opposed to the 2D style animation, and it just doesn't look good to me anyway. It could turn out to be a great game. I don't know, but also I played Dragon's Dogma 1. 2's coming out in March.
Okay.
I didn't ever finish it, but it was a pretty decent game. But yeah.
That's cool.
In April, I'll have a birthday coming in April.
Nice.
Doesn't look like anything's really slated in that month for as far as video games.
No,
Yeah.
nothing I see that stands out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I see Ace Combat 7. I haven't played that in forever. We have a Switch. Yeah, we have a Switch. That might be cool to maybe pick up and just throw it in a bag and play it. I'll play it on the fly. I played just about all the Ace Combat ones, especially when they were big in the 2000s.
Yeah, I really love Destiny. Looks like the Destiny 1. I kind of dipped out on Destiny 2, the first part of Destiny 2. Looks like the final shape comes out in June. I think that's the final installment of Destiny 2. I've heard that the last one was a lot of the fans were happy with the last one that came out. I watched. I'm totally noped out of Destiny 2, but one of the guys I regularly watch. Your not your movie sucks, but I forget what his name is, but it'll come to me later. But he did
Right.
like a 2-hour video on why he hated the last installment of Destiny 2,
Right.
and I really enjoyed it just because I enjoy people kind of tearing intellectually tearing apart something is always kind of fun for me.
Yeah.
You know, if you just say, "Oh, it sucked," I don't care. But if you do a kind of a breakdown of why things sucked and give you your reasoning behind it, I always find that kind of fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if I'm totally not into it, I might, you know, it's kind of cool to just see someone that, because he formerly loved the series, so you hear his passion,
Right.
and his love and his want for it to do better, but his disappointment that it hasn't.
Yeah, well, yeah, like for Starfield, right? So, like, apparently that got on the no-no list for some reason for a group of folks. Hey, more power to you, whatever your reason. I don't care. Did that stop me or prevent me from going and playing 500 hours into it? Granted, modded. You know, I had more fun that way. And it was, to me, it was kind of like, well, you kind of effed up on New Vegas or 76. So, you know, I'm going in this with open arms here a little bit, but an open mind, but you know, like I did play it vanilla. And then I think about 20 to 50 hours in, I was like, you know what? I think I'm okay with trying this mod thing out here, because I haven't done that in forever, and like I didn't care. But you know what? I got my value out of it. So, you know, like, you like what you like. I really don't play it. I really don't care. Like, if you play it, great. I mean, you know, I just hope that I hope their DLC is substantial for me to kind of come back and play it, because like I kind of got, I do this with Bethesda games. I'll roll up right to the very end, and then like I'll save it, and then like I'll play different, kind of see how different endings play out, that kind of thing. But the whole thing of that game is like to get you to kind of go roll right back into it for New Game Plus, and I don't have any energy for that. I would rather just play. I would you know, like I'll pick it up in you know, a year or 2 months and be like, oh, you know, let's play. No, I did start a newer version of it on the Xbox, but who knows? But anyway, yeah,
I found that I started playing Mass Effect, that I didn't realize how much Starfield starts out the same way as Mass Effect.
Yeah, it's I think it's the next generation, more amped up version of that. Obviously it's a completely different completely different thing, but you know, God, I landed on a bunch of random ice ball moons, and you know, try to trigger a higher level ship to come in, and you can hijack it. You know, you can do some fun things like that, but you can't really do that in Mass Effect. But you already have a cool spaceship and have that. But the only thing Starfield is missing versus that is like you get like a rover, a vehicle, you know, you can explore in. That kind of cuts down some of the walking, but. It's cool either way, whatever. I see Warhammer 40K. I understand some of that world. I'm not even adjacent to it, I would say. Like,
it's completely foreign to me.
yeah. But I mean, I like the thing, but to me, like, the thing preventing me from getting into it is like, you gotta really love that kind of thing. You know, you really gotta be, you know,
go all in.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm just saying, that's a whole other level of nerd that I can't I can't get with.
Yeah.
Not right now anyway.
Some people just get the little figurines to paint. So.
Yeah, no. I know that there's that aspect of it too, which is really cool. If I were to do any kind of tabletop game like that, it wouldn't be 40K or D&D. It would probably be more like a old school Judge Dredd kind of, because I understand that world. And I have an interest in that world, and I think that would be really cool to, like, you know, 3D print your own whatever. And I understand the creativity. It's not just the game; it's everything. You can make the pieces, you can buy the pieces, you can paint them. Like, I think that part is really cool. And I could totally get into that maybe one day, but I got to paint my house first before I paint any kind of figurines, but we'll just put that way. But this looks like coming up here with no release date, kind of the wild cards, I guess, which could very easily be into 2025, if not later, as we all know how the video game world works. It's not quite as bad as like Hollywood, like where they announce a project. And then like you go, like year and a half later, you're like, wait, what happened to that project? And then you like go look for it, and then it's like, oh, it's kind of just died. That happens a lot, but Disney Plus, looking at Disney for that.
You get the Felix the Cat collection. There you go.
You guys see Final Fantasy. There's going to be some nerds that like that. Oh man, nothing's really popping here. I don't know. Toxic Commando looks that could be cool. John Carpenter's Toxic Commando, maybe.
Yep.
That kind of pops out to me.
Yeah. There's
a whole bunch here if the audience wants to go.
Yeah,
well, Star Wars Outlaws, like you were saying, late 2024. That's cool. I would watch the trailer for that, if not like watch a review on it for sure.
Hey, it's the trailer's out for the game's out right now.
Oh, that's cool.
You can,
awesome.
Check it out. Yeah, it's
I'll put that in the description below.
Yeah, it's you're not like a Jedi or anything. You're supposed to be sort of like a Han Solo type character that's running around. And she's female, so those that are opposed to female protagonists may need not apply, but
I don't think it really means anything. I don't think it means as much as negative as it might mean in Disney Plus Star Wars, like as that connotation with that. I think the video game would be. I would say it has a half a chance. Whereas if this had come out on the mini screen for Disney Plus, it would have been. We wouldn't be talking about it anymore, or nobody would, even the fans. Nobody really. It doesn't really. Nothing really kind of sticks around or catches for like more than a couple weeks, if that.
Right. Yeah. And if you could make your own character, I'm always like 50-50 on whether or not I make a male or female character, so it really doesn't matter to me.
Right on.
Who looks cooler, or what? If I have an idea for the character. But one of them in the list there. I'm excited for, but I whether or not it comes out this year or not is definitely way up in the air. Is Wolf Among Us Part 2, which is kind of inspired by the comic book Fables, which Bill Willingham recently was like screw you DC, and it was like threw Fables out to to everybody to do whatever they want with. But yeah, Wolf Among Us 2 is I played the first one. It's a Telltale. It was a Telltale game. I don't know if it's still owned by Telltale. I think it is. But yeah, the Part 2 I'm really looking forward to. I really enjoyed that first one. But yeah, most of these are like the big boys that are putting out games. A lot of the cooler games are indie games, and obviously we don't have a release schedule for them. A lot of those kind of drop and take the world by storm. Like everybody's talking about Pal World right now.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Pokemon with guns, but I watched one of my favorite YouTubers play a little bit of it. But yeah, definitely not something I'm interested in.
Yeah, cool. Like that is one of many. I think we can probably hop. Anything else you wanted to cover on the video game before we hop? I think that's unless we something stirs up something, but
right. Yeah. No, I've heard that the Prince of Persia is a good side scroller. And you got the Last of Us Part 2 remastered. I don't know who's that's aimed for, but
I'm not interested in that at all.
Yeah. I guess maybe they're trying to keep interest in the show still alive. I don't think.
I think of the same thing. I think the original game sold 20 million, and I think The Last of Us Part 2 sold 10 million, something like that. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen with the show. I think it's still going to be watched, but I think it's going to be halved like that. It'll be interesting to see, like maybe do a look back or something and see if that's true whenever the show comes out or whatever. Which, speaking of shows. I think well, I guess we could well, you want to jump into movies real quick?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Yeah. So, And this is a shout out to Film Threat. This website was recommended by Chris Gore at the very start of the year when they did their 2024 show, what they're looking for. But it's called First. This is what he uses. He says for like all the shows that are coming out, and I'll kind of pop this up here a little bit so it's easier to read. All the shows that are going to be coming out for 2024, and we'll just kind of go from there. There's going to be some interesting ones. I wish this kind of had a little bit more graphic to it, but we'll go. Well, the ones that we'll also kind of bounce between this one and other theme related ones like animated or you know, kind of shortlist some a little bit group to group. But you know, there's the Beekeeper that already came out this year. I've heard really good things about that, and I'm very curious about it. In general, that's already out. But did you hear anything about that one?
Mm-mm.
All right, I think
Nope.
Michael Fassbender's in that one. I think I was like him as a option to watch, but oh man, this, you know what, this is kind of boring. let me go into a little bit more cultivated list so it's a little bit easier. Well, I got horror movies, animated. And I think I have sequels. I think this is a good place to start here because I don't really want to wade through like a whole list of like words on a screen without some kind of images or something. Because I'm terrible at remembering things sometimes. But so Joker 2, I absolutely will see that one. I don't know that I'll go to the theater to see it, but like I'll definitely see it this year for sure. How about you? What are your thoughts on that one?
I like the first one. I like the first one. I didn't see the point of a sequel, but okay. Maybe they can win me over. Now I can see the point of Dune 2 because it ends on a cliffhanger. So you definitely want Dune 2, and I think we built our channel on Dune 2. So I think we're ready for Dune 2.
Oh,
in March.
Yep, March 1st. I probably need to. I think tickets are. I think you can buy them now. Like I probably need to get off my butt and like plan that out for me and the kiddos. And I got at least two things I'm gonna do. Me solo more likely, and then me and the kiddos, and then probably maybe another one with maybe Jay, or another friend if I can rope him into going. Smile 2. I don't know what the hell that is.
That Smile was a horror movie.
Okay.
Which did quite well. So Smile 2 makes sense. But yeah, yeah, just kind of looking at the list. Yeah, it's Dune. Yeah, Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic 3. I'm not really. I'm sure that'll be whatever. I don't really care. Venom 3. I don't care. I don't know why, but something happened and I just kind of fell off the Venom. I liked the first one. Like, I mean, it was entertaining. Terrifier 3. That must be a horror one.
Yep. Yeah, I haven't seen the first two. There was a big buzz about the second one, so I probably need to catch up on them. I've heard kind of mixed things. We had Scott Dyson, the writer, on, and he posted on Facebook that he didn't understand the hype behind the two movies, so he was kind of disappointed by them. So, and he's a big horror guy that we share a lot of the same opinions on things. So yeah, that one, it's still up in the air. Gladiator 2, a lot of these movies, it's like, was there really a demand for a sequel? And okay,
I'm gonna be a little pre-negative. I don't know why you would want to tempt fate again, I guess. I'm not. Maybe it's good, but I'm not. I don't have any plans. I'm good with Russell Crowe, one shot.
Yeah,
kind of how it was.
Yep.
You know, I'm not really. But maybe I doubt it. But I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be the same. But who knows?
Yeah,
you know,
it's very rare that a Godfather 2 happens.
Yeah,
and it's very common for a Godfather 3 to happen. Is what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
Are you picking up on my vibe?
Yeah, I am. If I use this as my default position for something, like if I'm arm's length or I'm out of that world. Not that I don't love or hate it. It's just like I just don't have time to. I don't have time to do homework on every little iota of the thing because I really don't care. But like if the normies start chirping about it and they say something, then it becomes like a word of mouth kind of thing. Yeah, sure, check it out. Why not? But Bad Boys 4, this is another one. I don't know that anybody. I just don't think that has the paunch and the hit that Lethal Weapon had. Just put that way.
Yeah, I think the buzz on this list is Dune 2. You got Deadpool 3. Everybody's excited about that. You got Beetlejuice 2, which I think a lot of people are excited about.
We'll see.
And Ghostbusters 4. I think everybody's excited about. I've heard everything else. The people that are excited about everything else is you know.
Yeah, I've heard nothing really bad or good about Beetlejuice 2, so that maybe will be good. I did see like a Michael Keaton quote that says like he wouldn't have done it. He would not have come back and done it if it wasn't fun, and he said it was fun, something like that. Maybe we'll see. I probably won't go to. I'm not going to go to the theater to see it.
But fun on the set is totally different than it being a good movie.
Well, and he said, he said the first Beetlejuice. He said the first Beetlejuice. Well, I should have said this before, but he said the very first Beetlejuice was fun. It was fun like that, and he said that this Beetlejuice 2 was just as much fun. So I mean, just to be fair, but anyway, what you were saying, go ahead.
No, just with such special effects laden movies, it's like a lot of those are made in editing anyway. So a lot of the actors have no clue, how good good or bad something is.
I will say, as the dad, as the parent here, the family kind of picking up on the I'll pass over Sonic 3. And I would definitely pick up Despicable Me 4. We have seen that. That's a favorite in our household. We've seen all that. When they're just cute, they're super cute, they're fun. And so are the Minion ones too. So they got us. They're gonna get us in the theater for that one for sure. Kung Fu Panda, no, that is not one that we really care about. But Beverly Hills Cop 4, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Some of these are. I think you're right. I think Dune is going to overshadow everything, and who knows? I think it might be a wild card, but one of these is going to. I think you can be safe to say that one of these is going to pop up and be big. Not quite Dune 2 big. I think that Dune 2. I think that's going to be. It's going to be remarkable. I think it's going to kill. Absolutely destroy, and I could. If it does, I will absolutely sing the praises of them for pushing it back and just having that trust that maybe they were like, maybe they weren't feeling. They were like, yeah, you know what, 2023 really kind of sucks for movies, for blockbuster big hits. Outside of 2, Barbie and Oppenheimer, that was it. Everything else was garbage, or just didn't get play. Maybe it was quality, but it just didn't land. But moving on from, I think we're on the same page for what I think I might have a couple more on here than you, but we can go to the animated one here, and I know one or two of these, but I don't know. You see the Lord of the Rings one down there at the bottom?
Yeah, I'm not really an animated guy. Sometimes I'll go for anime. Sometimes for I guess a lot of these are going to be computer animated. I don't know what it is. I'm just not a big animated guy. So that's I like weird, and a lot of times animation's safe. Especially American animation. Let me make it clear. American animation is usually 90% of it is very conventional, very safe. I like weird. I like out there, especially in the movies that I like. You can kind of tell by the stuff that I bring to the table. A lot of times it's a little skewed in a certain weird way. So animation a lot of times just plays it safe because they have to, because it's very expensive to do. Right. So they're going to play it safe. I really enjoyed the Spider-Man movies, the animated ones with Miles Morales, because especially so the storyline is sometimes very not too out there, but the animation is fun and exciting and tries different things. So that kind of engages me. Right. But yeah, this I don't know. Yeah. I'll leave it up to you to kind of go over this list. Because the only ones that jump out at me is I'm kind of curious about Watchmen and Lord of the Rings. That could be interesting, but everything else is like okay. I kind of aged out of Winnie the Pooh like decades ago. So
yeah, I think
Wallace and Gromit. That could be fun. I like their little shorts. But yeah. I wouldn't go to the theater to watch Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, I would. I don't know about going to the theater. There's only one on here that I would definitely foresay. There might be two, but I'll just say, well, Despicable Me 4 from carryover from the last list, and then I was gonna say was maybe on Garfield. We'll see if it's a live action one. I don't care. I'm not gonna watch it. I don't like that CGI live action kind of combo.
Does he? Quick question. Does he still like lasagna?
I'm sure he does, but yeah. So your bugaboo is like you're just not into animated, and I get that. For me, my bugaboo is the animated and live action. If it's not done, I just don't have any. I'm not playing that game. But what was it? Gosh, there was two here. Watchmen. Probably won't go to the theater to see it, although I don't know. I am curious because there's Watchmen and then Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths. And I've said this before, this is like one of the favorite things, like a hidden gem I like to always kind of promote, which is that anything DC animated is really good. It's either good to like really good, or okay, maybe taking it down a couple notches, but I've never been disappointed when I've watched them, and I've kind of learned to kind of keep an eye out for them. So Watchmen, it could be amazing, especially if they do more. And the thing that DC animated movies do is they are a little bit more mature, kind of broaching that between mature and adult level. Not X-rated adult or more R-rated, if that makes sense. We'll see.
Yeah, I see. With Watchmen, there's two thoughts in my mind. One, I may be I think I'm in the minority because most people don't like the Watchmen movie by Zack Snyder. I really enjoyed it. I loved it. It was a mature movie. I think we should probably do that as one of our movies in the future.
Sure.
So yeah, there's already a live action movie there for it. So why animate it?
It's amazing. Yeah.
And then the extended cut actually has some animation in it. And one of the side stories. But also Watchmen. I'm kind of curious how it's animated because if it's animated in the traditional DC animation style, I'm sure that a lot of the stories are really good, but again, I find the animation kind of boring. But if the Watchmen animation, if they kind of do something exciting and challenging like the Spider-Verse movies, then cool. Especially the thing that would be exciting for me is if Watchmen movie did it in the style of Dave Gibbons, who drew the comic book. If it took that art style from the comic book and kind of did that and did something, the thing that really stands out to me with the Watchmen comic book is how he did those eight panel grids on the page. If they could give the sense of that within the animation, I don't know how you would do that, but if they could do that, that would be exciting and something. But again, it's probably going to be done in the DC animation style.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with that. Like I said, I will say I am intrigued. The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie. That one I might just reserve to just be fun and happy and be lighthearted and like maybe go see it. And if it's terrible, that's fine. But I think there's a lot of people out there, a lot of grown-ups that are desperately wanting that just slapstick, fun, old school, kind of vibe, something. If they can do that, it'd be very hard to make that a poor thing. I don't think it's gonna, be huge,
right.
But that might be like a fun, just because, I think.
I guess you don't have it on there. I don't see it. You said there's a Looney Tunes.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That's where that. Will be remiss. There are tons. Although I'm not per se. It was a little bit too old for it. But SpongeBob, like there's a SpongeBob movie coming out, I guess. So people are gonna go nuts about that. That's gonna make money. That's a easy win. That's an easy win. So like,
Yeah.
Again, I might do Winnie the Pooh if it's really cute and wholesome, and it's the version of Winnie the Pooh that I grew up with, or later on the one that my son grew up with. That might, but then again, he's a full-on teenager, and the last thing he wants to do is go see hey bud, remember when you were so little? You know, like I'm pretty sure I can get him and his sister into the theater for Despicable Me 4 as a family tradition, but Winnie the Pooh might be. Well, we'll see. I think he might, but we'll see. I'll probably go see that one. And I won't care. I'll go in blind. I'm not going to give a shit about what somebody says positive. I'll just go in blind with that, because you kind of got to as a family man or parent.
And I'll put a little asterisk in my I don't like animation, because I do like Looney Tunes. But I think Looney Tunes kind of pushed the envelope of animation. They never played it safe. So at least the early 60s and even earlier Looney Tunes. The ones that they don't show on TV anymore.
Right.
The ones that really push the envelope. Those are always fun. Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck were my heroes back in the day. So
and you know what? I heard that Warner Brothers passed on a version of Wile E. Coyote, and it was Coyote versus Acme. I don't know anything about like what I read, but they passed on it. So they gave them the ability to shop it around. And if the right studio, the right payer kind of came in and picked it up and greenlit it, and I think it might already be made. But they're allowing it to shop it around, so they might do some recuts or something like that. But I would welcome that. Like I would absolutely. Why not? You know, why not? I mean, it couldn't be any worse than. Good God, it couldn't be any worse than what we got now. But it would be interesting to see where some of these land. That's the only other thing I had to say about that. Like that jogged my memory.
You're stirring up all this stuff in my head. Animation.
Lord of the Rings. That's one. I would want to know a little bit more about that. I would be pleasantly.
Whether or not.
You kind of arm's length, first, and then reel it in, maybe.
Yeah, who's making it? Amazon, or is it is it New Line, or who's writing it? Because who's still using the history of Tolkien to write it, or did they get some blogger to come in to write the history of it?
Yeah,
but
if it's Amazon Prime or Amazon Video related, I'll pass. I don't even care.
Yeah. The last thing I'll say on Looney Tunes is you mentioned a Wile E. Coyote movie. I never really liked the Roadrunner stuff, or I know it's I forget who makes it, but Tom and Jerry. I didn't like those versus cartoons because I always rooted for the underdog, and they never win. So I was always rooting for Wile E. Coyote or Tom, especially since he's named after me, or we share a name. But yeah, they could never come on top. So I was always kind of bummed by those. But yeah, enough animation. What's next?
I think we got some horror here if it'll load. Horror movies released in 2024, and that is the only one it's missing is the bottom half, but we can do the top half now. Saw 11, I have zero desire. I don't care. The Saw I left the Saw franchise like a long time ago, but if that's your thing, go for it. Smile 2 we covered. Cuckoo. Who I don't know.
Yeah, I think no, just doing it. Yeah, Terrifier 3 we already talked about. Maxine, that's the third in the trilogy that we started with X.
Yep.
I was thinking, Maxine. They people who've seen it. People who've seen it said it's comparing it to early Dario Argento movies. So
really?
We'll be
we'll be the judge of
that. Yep. Yeah. So Maxine, I'm looking forward to. Nosferatu.
Yep. I've heard good buzz about that. Yeah.
Yep. Yep, is directed by the same guy who did The Witch and The Northman, which we talked about in a previous podcast. So
We did.
yeah, he's one of our favorites. And then um, the rest of
Beetlejuice 2 is
them,
not a horror movie. I don't. That shouldn't be on this list.
no, yeah,
Alien Romulus. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
yeah. Yeah. A lot of those that you're trying to Silent Hill, Return to Silent Hill, that could be interesting.
I know that there's a good group of folks out there that would show up for that. I can see that happening.
Christopher Gans is the director, which I think he's pretty decent, and he's promised to have kind of nods to my favorite game of all time, P2, which isn't a game that actually came out. It was a demo for the new Silent Hill game that Hideo Kojima was going to make, and then famously Hideo and Konami split, and that game was never made. But that demo, so that demo got removed from the PlayStation Store, and that's the reason why my PS4 is worth so much money, because P2 is still installed on it. But yeah, which I won't give up because I love P2. So right. P2 is kind of, if you know, you know. So those fans out there, a nod to you. And so there's supposed to be kind of a nod to that in Silent Hill. So that kind of piqued my interest as well. But yeah, I've never seen one of the Quiet Place movies. I think the first one was spoiled for me or whatever. It just never really, I don't know. Jim from The Office. I always see him as Jim from The Office. So I have
Quiet Place Day 2 or Day 1. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a prequel, so I think he's back in it. But okay.
I mean, I like that movie when it came. I liked The Quiet Place. It was it was worth watching. It was a little different. It was fine. I don't know what the Strangers trilogy is, but I don't know that I'd be interested in watching a trilogy of that, but I don't know what that is. But Beetlejuice, I don't know why that's on the list. That's not horror. The Wolf, I don't know, but Maxine and Nosferatu, I think those two just alone. With maybe if it's a really good year, then Alien Romulus can slide in and it's good. Although I've heard a lot of nerd. I tend to be on the nerd track for news for like Alien Predator kind of news, just loosely. And I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know, man. Yeah. Like Covenant. I like Covenant. Was it amazing? No. Do my kids like Prometheus? Yeah, we like that one. But a lot of people didn't like it, but whatever. I was just happy because at the time, it was the only sci-fi movie out. and as a sci-fi nerd, you're kind of in a desert more times than you're in the Green Valley with all kinds of plants around you that are growth. Let's put that way.
Yeah. And then with horror movies, a lot of the cool stuff is the indie stuff that kind of comes out of nowhere. I think I sent you the list Fangoria put out of upcoming horror movies. I think there's one on there that I wanted to spotlight for those people. But yeah, if you scroll down, I think Night Swim is high on the list, which I don't know much about. So Destroy All Neighbors, don't know.
I will say this on this one, True Detective Night Country, that's currently ongoing, and actually tonight I think is going to be the 4th episode. I can't remember how many it had. But again, the whole premise of True Detective, and anytime I get a chance to be nerd out on True Detective, I will. The first season of True Detective is like de facto top tier TV. Period. Matthew McConaughey good God, he was in the zombie movie. Woody Harrelson. And some other folks too. The season 2 wasn't as well liked, although it kind of got a bounce lately. I've heard it be more positive than people didn't like it when it came out. Let's put it that way. But they appreciate it now. True Detective season 3, I think, was kind of flat. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I love Marshall Ali as an actor. I love that. So I got my own. kind of thing out of it. And you know what? With this one, I'm loving it. I haven't found a bad hit yet for it. Like I don't just to kind of be blunt, I don't really find the woke, anti-woke kind of thing. I don't really give a shit about that. Like I just like a good storyline. And you know what? It I think it's a little bit more well-worn shoes. Let's put it that way. Because you're getting a mystery with that. That's the whole point of True Detective. It wraps you up in this mystery, and you kind of got to find out how it goes. And they do it in such a good way. It's engaging. That's something that I will give it that is sorely lacking for a lot of properties nowadays. But I don't know what your thoughts are. And at some point, we have to go back and do season 1 of True Detective. Just for the fact that it's horror, and the fact that it's my favorite kind of horror, which is like that. It plays with you, like whether it's kind of supernatural, or you're crazy, or you're in the psyche sphere, and it really. I love how it. I just love that dynamic. It is like a noir type kind of vibe, I guess.
Yeah, the first season's one of my favorites. I enjoyed the second and third. I haven't watched any of the new season, I have no opinion on because I don't have HBO Max right now. Right. I'll probably restart it here soon. I did notice that it's has a new writer director on the helm, Isa. Or it's Lopez.
Yeah, and that's how it's been for every single season stands alone. It's not there is no crossover. But I think there's no crossover yet.
I think the original writer wrote the next 2 seasons though, didn't he?
I think he had something to do with it, but I think it was like a step down, like where they had less and less.
I think he was the writer at least. So it's a completely different person writing it. So yeah, all right. I might give it a shot. You can't take away the first season, which was epic. Like I said, I have no opinion of it.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, and
since I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I just a little bit of the love is the fact that it's on right now, and it's very rare for me to. It really is. It's rare, uncommon at most, rare at least for me in my viewing habits for me to show up week after week after week to a show. There has to be some kind of driving factor, and if it sucks or it doesn't, I'm just like everybody else. Like I'll fade away if I have to. But
I am watching a show that just recently wrapped up. I just started it myself.
Oh yeah, what is it?
That deals with snow. That has snow in it is the newest season of Fargo with John Hamm and Jennifer Jason Leigh. I'm about 3 episodes in. I'm watching 1 a week, so I'm very far behind because I think last week they wrapped it up.
Okay,
but I'm enjoying it. It's written by the same guy that's written all the seasons, so you've got that continuation. Last season with Chris Rock was awesome. This season so far it's been pretty good. One of the guys from Kids in the Hall, I forget his name. One of the big guys in it is playing one the lawyer character in it. And
oh god, that's gotta be amazing.
He's hilarious in Kids in the Hall, and in this one he's playing it straight. I crack up every time I see him. It's awesome because it's a small role, and even if he's playing it straight, so if you don't know who he is, it works beautifully. But even if you know who he is and you're laughing the whole time, it's still good.
Right on.
Either you're in on the joke or you're not, but it works both ways.
Awesome. Yeah, that I have seen clips of that, and they're compelling, and I need that's on my list to go back and watch Fargo. You've mentioned it too. The guy. Let's see. I'm gonna Dave Foley. Dave Foley is the guy in it. Yeah, Dave Foley. Yep. Kids in the Hall.
But Baghead, I don't know anything about.
We'll see.
So it could be good, could be bad. Lisa Frankenstein. I'm kind of like off on it to begin with.
I mean, maybe. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know.
Out of Darkness. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, yeah. If you, I think stop motion looks kind of interesting.
Hmm.
Who knows? Yeah, the one that was imaginary. I keep seeing popped up, but I don't know. Could be interesting. Now this is the one I'm looking forward to. I've heard a lot of good
This
buzz
one, Late
about
Night
it.
with the Devil.
Yeah, Late Night with the
It does look
Devil
good.
coming out in March.
I like
Yep.
I
So,
like that still. I don't know what the hell it's about, but it looks interesting.
yep. So yeah, that one's on my radar. So we'll see. We'll see. And there's your Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
I
like
don't know.
I've heard positive kind of. I haven't heard anything over the top about it, but I've heard like I've heard people are looking like they're like, okay, well we'll see.
Yep.
It's got
Yeah,
Bill
the
Murray
one.
and Dan Aykroyd and Ernie Hudson, Paul Rudd. We'll see.
Yeah, the only other horror movie I can think of that's not on the list, which may not even come out this year, that we are closely kind of connected to because we talked about the YouTube short of it, the Backrooms. I know that they're filming that right now, so who knows that in Immaculate? I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that. The First Omen, which is probably a prequel to The Omen, I would assume. I don't know.
Yeah, I missed the train on that franchise. I'm just gonna give it up.
The Omen was the first Omen was pretty decent.
Yeah. You're talking about the
Godzilla and
original
Kong.
Omen.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Godzilla. I don't. That's not horror. I don't know why that's in there. Doesn't make any goddamn sense. I don't. Yeah, whatever that one is. Return of Silent Hill. I think we already covered.
Right. Yep.
Horoscope, maybe. I don't know that.
I don't know.
Maybe. Who knows?
Looks like the kid from the Spider-Man movies.
Oh yeah. That guy. Yeah, that guy.
Is his buddy.
His Strangers, Chapter 1. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? The Watchers, maybe. That could be good.
Looks like it's yeah.
Psychological thrillers.
Oh, it's yeah. Oh, is that the daughter of Shyamalan? It's made by Ashana Shyamalan.
Maybe.
I would assume that's probably in relation to Shyamalan.
That would be interesting if it was.
Shyamalama Ding Dong. But yeah. I might have a surprise ending. Who knows?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Quiet Place. We already covered that. Trapped. Or Trap.
And that's a M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah, okay.
So.
You know what? I will. All right. We'll see. He kind of his crown is a little bit tarnished a little bit, but I think he came back at the last few movies that I remember. I definitely saw. The one that was a trilogy. I watched that, and then the one before then. I think it was not Break, but Split. That's what it was. It was Split. Very good.
Yeah, Split.
I love that one.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna have to watch on our channel his movie The Visit. I don't know. Have you seen that one?
I have not seen that one. That was no, I have not seen that one. And I've yeah. There's kind of like a blackout period for me, like where his films kind of or went under the radar, I guess. But then like I came back and I watched Split, and the other one that was like the final trilogy to the to the one thing I'm doing poor thing Alien Romulan. I don't know, man. We'll see. I don't know. Beetlejuice 2, that's not horror. I don't know how you could justify that was. I don't really see that, but maybe it's just a subject matter. But Smile 2 we covered, Terrifier 3 we covered, Wolfman, I don't know. Nosferatu, yes, we'll absolutely see that one.
That's the one. Yep.
Jordan Peele's
Skarsgård.
Yeah, I will absolutely pay attention to anything Jordan Peele. That means it's going to be good, but I'll see it eventually. I haven't been disappointed yet. And then other ones, I guess the Crow reboot. Nope, not seeing that one. Like I don't see these are just kind of like off in the Toxic
Maxine.
Avenger. I would watch that. Maxine, yep.
Yep. Ty West. Yeah, all right, yeah. With the horror movies, they're most of the good or great ones kind of show up out of nowhere and kind of knock you over the head, sort of like indie games. That's when we start looking at lists for coming attractions, or what are you excited about? I think I'm more excited about what I don't know I'm excited
Mm,
about. It's like those things that surprise you, that come out of nowhere. I'm
yep.
kind of the stuff that's kind of pre-slated, or coming out, that you're supposed to go wild over. A lot of times it kind of leaves me kind of cold, but yeah, there's some things that I'm obviously kind of excited about, like Nosferatu, Maxine, and some of those. Um, but yeah, a lot of those things you kind of start building up your own kind of expectations on,
Hmm.
and a lot of times your expectations aren't met. So a lot of times it's when you get those surprise gems that come out of nowhere that you don't know what to expect. They
Right.
they come they come to you a little bit better because you had no expectation for them to be good or bad, and they just kind of either wow you or they don't.
Right. Yeah, I gotta say, I will say the one thing that kind of feels like what it felt like in 2023 when we did this before last year was there were movies that popped out. They were few and far between that I actually wanted to go see in the theater. I'll say that. And I feel like that's kind of the same this year. I think maybe
Hmm.
it's a little bit. We'll see. I think that 2023 had a little bit weaker list in general for
Hmm.
overall movies. I would say that. And of course, looking back, we can say that that was true because
Hmm.
really there was only like two, maybe three.
Hmm.
And then
Hmm.
there was the great disappointment, deflating of the fact that Dune wasn't going to happen. Um,
Hmm.
and I know you and I think we kind of went through our grieving, our grieving stages for that. And by the way, I should say I should stand up. I should say I am wearing a shirt that I got a long time ago, which is a one I got off Etsy, which is a don't tread rhythmically on me, or don't tread rhythmically with the sandworm. But fun to kind of shout out, like we're always
Yeah.
doping the show with our little Dune little inside
Hmm.
things. But yeah, I was gonna say we can roll up here to well we can do I guess we can do well we can just do DC next if you want, and then we're probably coming
Hmm.
up on the end here, not too long, not too far from that, but
Yeah.
DC
Yeah. I
what.
think think a lot of it we've already went over, like Joker,
Yeah,
Mr.
I am.
Joker.
I think I'm more stoked for it than you are. I think you're kind of like more wait and see.
Yeah.
And then I'm all in on Justice League Crisis. Yeah, absolutely. Watchmen is a little bit more on that one. No stills or anything like that. That sucks. Um,
Hashtag Batman. All right. Okay.
okay, all right. Well, that exists. That's cool. Um,
Uh-huh. Superman and Lois. I heard good things about the first season, but I haven't heard anything since. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I think this is an offshoot of the CW verse. I think that
Uh-huh.
it came like when that was bigger. And I love the Flash.
Hmm.
First three seasons, you're gonna be okay.
Hmm.
And then you can pretty much nope out and maybe come back
Hmm.
around season 8. And then maybe the final one if you want to, but you can skip everything else in between. Although I did watch most of them. Cape Crusader. We'll see. We'll see. Uh, J.
Writer.
Yeah,
He.
I think this could be a surprise, thing. But the thing is that, and this is the rule for DC animated anything, it never pops up beyond certain kind of subset.
Yeah. The cool thing about Ed Brubaker is he writes a lot of crime noir graphic novels. He used to do them as single issues, but with the pandemic when it happened, he started, and whenever they kind of shut down comic books for a few months, he
Right.
decided that him and his artist, I forget his name, but they started doing a hardback graphic novels, about 150 page graphic novels,
Hmm.
and would put them out once a year. So instead of coming out with the individual issues. And that's kind of so it's like a little mini graphic novels that come out every year, which is kind of great. I've read a few of those, and those are really good.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll see the Penguin.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the Matt Reeves Batman. I enjoyed that. Although I think that my rule of thumb was it was a 3-hour movie, or a 3-hour movie, and I watched it over like 3 nights, and I think that's about right. Or I think if you break it up into 2, I think you'll enjoy it a lot more than like one go. Then I think it can get a little bit much, but who knows? But we'll see where that goes.
Don't linger on that frame too long. The DC will, or Warner Brothers will ding us.
Will strike us. Yeah, they'll strike us.
Yeah, okay, keep going. Creature Commandos, it could be interesting. I don't know.
Could be good. Yeah, we'll see. Kite Man. I'm good.
Yep. No,
I don't know what that is. Suicide Squad. I think this was the
anime.
Yeah. I think this is the one that Justin shared with me. I confused it for manga and but it's anime. I'll watch it. Yeah, for sure. Why not? DC.
I've heard nothing but bad things for the Suicide Squad video game. So take it from me. I would nope out on that if I was you.
Yeah, to me that I'm just prejudging it here. So take that with a grain of salt, boulder salt, if you will. But like kind of like when they announced the Avengers game, and it was Square Enix, and then you saw the trailer, and it's like, those are the Avengers at home. I don't want the Avengers at home. I want the Avengers that I'm familiar with.
You would think it'd be good because it's Rocksteady and they did the Arkham Asylum games.
I tried so hard with that game too.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be like a 4-person co-op kind of game that from what I've heard is not very good. So
that's exactly what I think the first playthrough of the game, like you can't skip it. You are Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, I think, and you have to go collect comics. It's very pedantic and very.
Oh, you're talking about the Marvel game, okay?
Yeah, the Avengers game. It's very pedantic and it's like very. Boring.
You put out a Avengers game and you get to play as Miss Marvel. Okay, no. If I play the Avengers game, I wouldn't be able to pick who.
I'm not.
Can I play the Hulk? Can you give me the Hulk here?
Yeah, I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying like it's just like it was just. I tried.
I'll say it's bad. You get the crappiest character that they have on the roster, and you have to be that person in the game. Okay.
I think that would have made more sense if they would have let you had your instant gratification with your whatever, or even one of the main characters, and then like put that in the middle or
then... come out if you wanted a game with Miss Marvel, put out a Miss Marvel game, but they couldn't do that because they knew Miss Marvel would not sell, so they put that out with the Avengers title on it.
I wasn't that was not fun time, and I think I tried to play that game like 3 or 4 times, like to jumpstart it, and then I just like I just got into it and I got dragged down, and I'm just like, I think, oh shit, there's laundry. Let me go do my laundry. I was like, anyway, comics, Titans, Beast World. Yeah, maybe that's cool. Yeah. We'll see.
And then
Dawn of DC 2024. All right. Well, it sounds like there ain't shit for comics that this article had anyway.
Yeah. I was kind of looking at what was upcoming for comics, and there's not. They didn't list much for DC. I think a lot of it's kind of under wraps right now. Who knows? There's always that rumor that Warner Brothers is going to sell off their DC line of comics, right, to another company, but who knows? Those are all just rumors. No, the only ones that I know about that are big events that are coming are with Marvel. There's going to be a big thing with Blade, I guess, anticipation of the Blade movie. They have a big vampire event that's coming in Marvel.
Yeah, don't break my heart, Marvel. Don't fuck with my heart. But they will. So
so the big thing this year, their only big movie that's coming out is Deadpool 3.
Yep.
And then Echo's
already dead. Nobody's talking about that anymore.
Yep.
Madam Web. Oh, you know what? It was so funny because we had a lot of fun with it last year. It's Morbin time. Like
Morbin, yeah.
and then why that was so funny was that came out. And the thing was, like, nobody liked it, and then everybody started making fun of it, and they started making memes on it, and the studios mistook that for like good feedback or positive feedback of some kind, and they re-released it, I think. And they just the wires got crossed or whatever, but like from what I see, I think it's coming out pretty soon, but actually, no, it's maybe. Oh no. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Valentine's Day. That's right. That's what all the chattering class was saying. But it's already DOA. Nobody's gonna. Nobody.
Yeah,
Venom will make more money than this. Not even. It won't even be close. It'd be like 2 or 3 times whatever this one makes. Venom 3 will like makes. It'll be Venom 3 will either make money or break even more than this one will. This one's not going to catch fire at all. And I think Kraven the Hunter, August 30th. Maybe there's I don't know. Maybe there's.
No.
I doubt it.
Do good. No. And then Venom. I think none of them are going to do all that well.
I think you're right.
Deadpool 3 will do all right. And then I think people are excited about the X-Men animated series because they like the old series from '97.
Yeah, I grew up with that, and that's a special place in my. I love that one. A Saturday morning, all that. I loved it.
I know the showrunner. I know the showrunner for that animated series has been really nice to the fans and have said that he's a big fan of the original series. So he has he's gained some love from the fans in that respect. So I think that's why they're excited about it.
As long as they put the story and the characters in front and they don't do anything goofy, we'll see.
Yep.
I've been burnt too many times.
Yeah. It looks like it's created by Bo DeMayo, who also was the writer on Moon Knight. So. If you like Moon Knight,
I liked it. I didn't. Yeah, I think you had a little bit more. I enjoyed
it.
Yeah.
No, I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought there was nothing wrong with it.
They diverged quite a bit from the actual comic book character, but it was still a fun,
workable,
fun series that had its high points and low points. But yeah.
Yeah. If anything, my criticism with that was like they should have done instead of I think they did 6. They should have done 8. Or it would just been nicer to have, or maybe they did 8, but if they did a couple, my gripe is that they didn't make more of them. Was my gripe for that show.
Yeah.
Would have been nice. What else? All right, Spider-Man freshman year. I guess maybe that's animated.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
It's animated.
Yeah, I would show up for that. There was a cool. There's a couple cool Spider-Man shows.
Oh yeah, the other thing I'm watching is the What If season 2 that came out.
How do you like it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I've watched the first 2 episodes. I think there are 9 episodes.
Right.
Yeah, they're highly enjoyable. I liked them so far. The first 2 so far. So we'll keep going.
Yeah, no, that's one I need to revisit. I need to download that one and see it because I did. To me, and I think, and I'll go toe to toe with anybody out there who's a woke or anti-woke or whatever. I'll go toe to toe with them any day over What If. You can't screw What If up. It is literally impossible to screw What If up. That the whole point of the show is to show you some kind of like different like and they've got crazy like they've done Venom Hulk. I mean they've done Wolverine Hulk. I mean, they've done every kind of. They've even done. Who is Spider-Man's main? Who was the first Green Goblin one? Harry Osborn or whatever. I'm pretty sure they've also done like a one-off of like where he was Spider-Man instead of whatever. But that is a playground you cannot. It is impossible to screw that one up. In my opinion.
Yep. The first episode has Howard the Duck in it. Which is always awesome.
Okay, I'm there. I'm there. Yeah. And they handled it well. They handled it well.
Yeah. I mean, the main person was what's her name from Guardians of the Galaxy, the bald blue chick. But yeah, she goes to Howard the Duck for help and. Nice. So the big events in Marvel, X-Men are getting rebooted. They're I think in the spring sometime. Yep. I think in May around the Free Comic Book Day. They'll be they're wrapping up the Krakoa storyline. It kind of got long in the tooth, the Krakoa thing, but I think the wrap up so far has been kind of engaging and interesting so far. It'll be interesting to see how they wrap things up. I'm starting to see maybe where they're headed with it, but yeah, it'll be interesting. I'll say that. But yeah, I'm hopeful maybe they'll go back to the old X-Men. I don't know if they've said who's going to be writing the X-Men after that. It'll be interesting. Hopefully they won't, hopefully they'll go with a good writer as opposed to a stunt writer, as they might call it. Someone to just get some heads turned that way. But yeah, hopefully, we'll see. We'll see.
I will say I would predict that I think the next decade, I think what they're going to do is they're going to take the Avengers and kind of chill them out for a little bit. And I think if they're smart and they get good feedback from the X-Men, whatever they're doing on X-Men, like whether it's Wolverine and Deadpool, I think that's going to open the door for them to kind of return to old school MCU, good quality cuts of film. I hope.
Yeah.
That's the lighthearted side of me saying like, I hope. Like so, and no matter how they do the Krakoa thing, there is more than enough. It's a solid storyline. It might get a little bit dragged down and showing you some things that are irrelevant to anything. But if you can overlook that, I know you've already consumed that. But I'm quite a bit behind you in consuming that. The Fall of X. I'm still working my way through that storyline.
Yeah, they still have a few months left to wrap it up. But yeah, they're also doing the Sabretooth War with Wolverine and the Wolverine titles. I've read the first issue. I'm kind of lukewarm on it. It's like, okay, we've read Sabretooth and Wolverine. It looks to be pretty bloody and violent, and people are gonna die. Okay, all right. We've done the edgy stuff back in the 90s. I've read those before, so okay, yeah, whatever. And the other thing that's big right now is the Ultimate Universe with Jonathan Hickman. They did he's been doing the Ultimates, and then they're going to do the Ultimate Spider-Man, which just came out. The Black Panther and X-Men. The Spider-Man one has a lot of buzz, and it's sort of like the evil Reed Richards, called the Creator, has kind of went into another universe of superheroes and got to them before they became superheroes. So what if it's sort of like a what if thing. What if the spider never bit Spider-Man? What if Thor never got the hammer? What if whatever. So yeah, this is a universe where there were no superheroes, and what if a young Tony Stark has gone through and has returned the powers back to the superheroes in their older state. So we've got a Peter Parker that's older, kind of approaching middle age. He's got the beard. He's got 2 kids. He's married to Mary Jane. And what if he's been given the option of becoming Spider-Man? Does he become Spider-Man? So that's kind of the basic storyline. Ben's Uncle Ben is still alive because he never became Spider-Man to not stop the bad guy. So yeah, Ben's alive. He's working with J. Jonah Jameson in the Daily Bugle, along with Peter Parker. They're all working happily in the office, and things kind of get mixed up at the beginning of this issue. But yeah, it's already out. It was a big hit. It sold out, so you probably aren't going to be able to find it on the shelf. But but yeah, if you like them digitally, or you could wait for a graphic novel, you could read it there.
Right on. Yeah, that's cool. Like, always good to see that video game. I don't know why Spider-Man 2 is out, because it's already out. Maybe it's for PC is what they're talking about.
Yeah, maybe. I've played it, beat it. It's pretty good. pretty good. They're probably going to be some DLC for it in 2024. That's probably what they're talking about.
That is cool. I just had to stand up here for a minute. It's telling me here to sit. Well, let's see. Deadpool 2, I think that's the one that kind of sucks the action out of everything, and I think X-Men 97 will be interesting. I always love the Magneto kind of. Oh boy, they can really do that character really, really well. And there's a storyline that I remember from several years ago. I'll have to find it offline here and put it in there, but like it was really good. I think it had to do with murder. This was like maybe 4 years ago. It had to do with Magneto and a murder or something. And he was, I don't know. But the artwork was really good, I remember, when I picked it up.
Yeah, Magneto is dead right now in the Marvel Universe, but last week they started the limited series where he comes back. Because no one stays dead in the Marvel Universe, so
no,
unless it's Gwen Stacy and she's dead.
Right. Yeah, I think that wraps up. I think we did a very good job, full circle, square the circles, so to speak, covering everything that we wanted to cover. And again, was there anything else you wanted to cover or not?
No, like I said, I've been playing games from years ago. I watched the first movie in my Coffin Joe box set, which came out in 1968, called At Midnight I'll Take Your Soul, 1968 movie, Brazilian movie by a crazy writer-director, and he also starred in it as Coffin Joe. No, I've been kind of like diving back into and then I'm reading a epic fantasy series by Steven Erikson that the 10th book came out like a decade ago. So
right.
So yeah, I'm what I'm trying to say is, if you're not satisfied what's coming out currently, dive back in. We've got decades worth of quality content. You may have to dig, you may have to research a little bit, but there's gems there. Hopefully, one of the things of my goal of this channel is to spotlight a lot of the gems that you might have missed, or if you found those gems, you could celebrate them with us by watching our shows on it, and then tell us your stories. I know there's been some previous commenters that have, like with Lady Hawk, we had a lady kind of talked about her memories of watching it for the first time. We love that stuff. I love hearing people's love for different things and how they got to know it. Hopefully you do too. That's why maybe you're watching us for our insight on how we came to love and enjoy the stuff that we love and enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely. And 2024 is going to be a tremendously big year for us as we continue to grow and build the community out, and that'll come in time. And and I will say, I was just going to say, like, you've rubbed off on me in horror, and you and Jay are slowly rubbing off on me for fantasy too. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah. And genres, I look at those as not hard and defined things. There's some soft tissue between everything. You can find horror and fantasy. You could find horror and sci-fi. Yep. You can find sci-fi and horror. It's all a mixed bag. You like what you like. You can tell a hard-boiled detective story in a fantasy setting. I mean, you could do a hard-boiled crime story that turns into a horror story, sort of like True Detective. Yep. I love all that stuff. I like the weird, the wacky, the weird stuff where you kind of mix everything up. And I've started this year positive 2024. I've said it. It's going to be a great year. We kind of blessed our channel, and it's been paying off. You just got to stir up that positive energy. I know we've kind of got into the sort of the thing with that other channels have done with kind of bashing certain things or kind of going off. I don't have time. Ain't nobody got time for that in 2024.
I think I only ever had one meltdown over anything, and that was like not long. Yeah, it was probably about a year ago, but it was a stupid thing, but that's about it. Like that, like one time out of like 2+ years is I think is fine. I think that's okay.
Yeah, I think we've I think the thing that we got to learn from the Nerdom, from us enjoying the different things is don't give the things you don't like air to breathe.
Right.
Like I haven't heard. I think the newest season of He-Man's come out, and I know everybody was famously disappointed by
I've heard
that
good
first
reviews
season
of it.
Of the second season.
Yeah, in the certain circles, I've heard positive. I've had positive feedback. About that one.
But yeah, that's cool. But I haven't been bombarded with information about He-Man with the second season, so I think that just kind of disappeared under the radar. And I know there was a lot of hubbub, a little bit of hubbub over the Scott Pilgrim thing.
Mm-hmm.
But people, I think the people that disliked it aren't giving it the time of day. They're not giving it air to breathe or wasting precious time, just bad mouthing it and giving it free press. I say if you don't like it, don't give it air to breathe. Just let it sink on its own, and just let our voices or lack thereof, kind of end the stuff that we don't like.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you meet people, right? So like if you come across a negative Nelly and they're telling you all about the things that they hate or they don't like, how long are you going to stick around for the conversation? And the answer is not long. Don't tell me about that. Tell me about what you like. Tell me about what you're about. Tell me about who you are. Don't tell me about I don't like this and that. Okay, I got that. That's like 5 seconds, but tell me what you are about. And I think that and I'm not saying anything bad about anybody out there who does it a different way, because God knows, like if you go out for that and there are folks that are the good Lord gave them talents, and one is like maybe they had a freakish knowledge of politics or media or something or entertainment, and they made a few connections and they run with that. Good for you. Like there's all kinds for all types, but we try to keep it a little bit more lighthearted here at least, and find things that you off the beaten path. I think that's a good way to put it. And I know I have a newfound love of Dario Argento, and that would have never occurred had we not, had gone on this stupid little thing on the mic and say, hey, how you doing week after week? And this year, I feel like there's going to be a little bit more positive things. I'm very happy to see Dune Part 2. I think that overshadows everything for me. If the rest of the year is a stinker for everything else, I don't care. I'm gonna be just fine until Dune Part 2, and then the next question, the natural question is, what's next? how are we gonna do this thing? In that case,
I'm excited for Dune 2. I'm more excited for Dune Part 3 because that's my I don't know if it's my favorite in the series. It's close. It's
Children
close
of
to
Dune?
my favorite. The second book.
Right. Oh, I got you.
Messiah.
That's right. Yep. No, well, either way, and
I think the majority of people prefer Children of Dune as of the sequels, but yeah, I like the darker tones of Messiah. That's the one I'm most interested in.
Boy, that's where the rubber meets the road in the Duneverse. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. I think if they well, we could probably save this for a Dune discussion, but yeah, for the majority of this. But yeah, I think they would probably ideally end it with Children of Doom. But that fourth book, the God Emperor, Worm of Dune, that fourth book, I would love to see filmed, but I don't know if that would ever be made.
By the time you get to that point, you gotta be a true blue. You gotta be true blue no matter how you cut it. That's for damn sure. That and then we're not even talking scratching the surface for like Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson, which people have their opinion. That's fine. I thoroughly enjoy that stuff. I take my own pleasure out of that, so that's fine. But
Yeah,
to
they'll
each their
probably
own.
keep that. They'll probably keep that to the streaming side
I
of
think
things.
you're right. I think you're right. I think they're going to take the more obscure kind of like what if kind of type. If there ever were a what if of Dune, I think they're going to take their chances on the small screen for that. And I don't think it was canceled, but the Sisterhood, the Bene Gesserit movie. I don't know how you screw that up. Yeah, I don't know how you. I don't know how you screw that up at all.
Oh, you can. I'm sure you can.
And I'm sure we could. I'm sure if somebody could find a way, if it's really bad, we'll see it. But I don't know. I mean, this is what I love about sci-fi. They already give you a wonderful premise that's very progressive, that's way beyond wherever we're at, and like all you got to do is just land the plane. That's all you got to do. You don't gotta, what we'll see. I don't know. I always a little bit more lenient, although I am of two minds with HBO, Warner Brothers, which is, copyright. But all that being a creator aside, I still keep that. I still keep that subscription. I can always go in, and more often than not, if I'm honest, I go to the Turner TMC, Turner Classic Movies, or TCM, whatever it is, because they have the different hubs there, channels, whatever the hell they're called, and I can always find something old. Has nothing to do with it's just a cool old film, But that's always fun to do too. But I think we come up. I just want to say, shout out to your. I think I'm gonna actually crack the book, crack the first book of this, Book of the Fallen. I'm gonna do my Audible pick for set me up for February, and I think I'm gonna be taking a walk through that for a long time. I actually have been reading or listening rather to quite a few different sci-fi book series. And they're good. They're just not good enough to mention, I guess, that I would recommend per se. But there was another book from the Columbus Day book series with Craig Allenson that came out in December that I was unaware of, apparently. I thought they were done. But that you're talking about like 20 plus books in this universe, and I love it. I will always love it, and you kind of got to be in the know for that, but that's okay. But I religiously have followed that, and I was very happy with that with that book, and I continue to be. And I think he branched out on some fantasy stuff, which I need to check out. I need to give him a shot, but we'll see. But
yeah. For quickly talking about books, there's only one book that's on my radar right now, and that's a horror novel called Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay. He's an awesome writer. He wrote he wrote The Cabin at the End of the Woods, or The Cabin at the End of the World, which was done by M. Night Shyamalan a couple of years back as a movie. I think it's The Cabin in the Woods, or I forget how he renamed it. He also wrote Head Full of Ghosts, which is an awesome book. But yeah, Horror Movie is about a cursed film. It sounds pretty interesting. So that would, and it comes out in June. So maybe I'll be done with all my Malazan books by then, but I'll be ready for some horror. But yeah, that's the only one that I've seen that's on my radar at this point.
Right on. Yeah, we I think we're coming up to the end of the show this week. We went a little bit long, but we have a big year to cover, so it is what it is. But tell us what you're looking forward to, and we'll try to do. I'll try my best to. No promises, but I will try to chunk this out to like be more shorts related. I gotta do some work on that. I gotta do some homework on that one. But I've been Mike with the first, the last, the Nerdom.
I'm Tom. See you this year.
In the year 2024. Get out of here.